That's and we little nerdlings all. This is a late day midday monologue with your buddy Big Johnny G as we go through the August comments and AMA. If anyone's got anything to ask. So yeah, here we go. We're starting with a problem that has been pointed out to me before, and I'll tell you why I don't give a shit. So from JWBCSB822, as far as my Pixie playthrough of Bag of Dungeon, yeah, he wants to know what version of the rules I'm using because they don't match up to his. And then just to sum it up real quick, because I don't feel like going into this guy too much. And then he says, "Oh well, this was pointed out to you by the game maker 2 years ago." Yeah. So I did my due diligence. I spent my hard-earned money. I went and I got a copy of the damn game on my own. And it's not my fault if the creators of the game or the publisher of the game put out shitty rules in the version they put out originally. That's not my fault. I did my due diligence. I paid my money. I went and got the damn game. Okay? And don't come at me with this, "Oh, John, well, you could just go online and get the new rules." No. Screw you. I'm using the rules that came with the damn game. And if these are the rules that bother somebody, then too effing bad. If it bothers you, send me a copy of the rules. If it bothers the creators, then they should send me the updated rules. But I'm not going to waste my goddamn time after I did my due diligence, spent my damn money, and the publisher and the creator of the game decides to give me crappy rules and then tells me that I got to go do something and go get better rules? No, I don't think so. And I'll keep advertising the game with the shitty damn rules as much as I want because those are the rules that I got. Those are the rules that I paid money for. So that is why you can leave these comments every damn time I put the damn video up saying, "Oh, well, they told you that 2 years ago." Screw off. Screw off. Why don't you or someone else send me an actual copy because I spent my money. Okay, I bought what they said is the finished product. It's not my fault if they send out a copy of the game with shitty rules way too early that wasn't play tested enough. So therefore, they have shitty rules. I can't tell you how much that actually does piss me off. And I find this a lot with Kickstarter games, particularly though, where they give you a crappy product because they just rushed it out. And then, for the next year or so, they're telling you, "Oh, just go to our page and we keep updating the rules and tweaking them and fixing them and doing better." And then actually what ends up happening is probably a year after that, then they go, "Oh, well, we're going to come out with a second edition printing of it with all fixed up rules so you can spend more money on a game you already have." That's how I feel. That's how I feel whenever I get shitty rules and then I'm told, "Oh, John, you can't play with those rules." Well, they're the ones I spent my freaking money on, so frack off. That's just starting off nice, isn't it? Yeah, so frack off, JWB. And also the creators, too. If they feel the same way as him, screw you. Friday Night Villains Die Conquest solo run-through. Two Tippy Hippie, 1959. Very fun playthrough. Kind of reminds me of the Final Girl horror solo dice game. The dice sounded nice and looked classy. That's a nice gift. That is a nice comment. Thank you very much. Two Tippy Hippie in 1959. Nice wavy gravy sounding name of yours there. Huh? Slideshow Gaming of Dungeons and Dragons, a fantasy adventure board game. Stephen Gilbert 8166 is back. How's it going, Stephen? Always love seeing you in the comments section right here, my brother. Says, absolutely love this game. It gets used by me more than a few times a year. I'm glad you're on that bandwagon. I totally am because I'm telling you that Dungeons and Dragons Fantasy Adventure board game is literally the best Dungeons and Dragons board game that's ever been translated from the RPG. It's a real pity. It's a real pity that Wizards of the Coast and who was it, Parker Brothers? I think I got it right over there. Yeah, Parker Brothers. Discontinued it after, what was it, 2 expansions. I didn't look into it enough. Maybe there wasn't enough sales, but I guarantee you, if that's the reason that there wasn't enough sales, It's just because they didn't advertise it enough. I mean, here in America, we barely even heard of it. This was pretty much basically just not even European. It was basically just an English. I say basically a lot. It was just an English, almost entirely just based out of sales in Great Britain. So it really needed a better push. I'm sorry that they didn't do better with that game. I do wish, however, there's one negative thing I'll say about it. It's very minor. It's kind of personal. The miniatures are good. There's nothing wrong with the miniatures in that game. But compared to the miniatures at 3.0 and 3.5, D&D Wizards of the Coast had come out with at that time period, those miniatures were superior. And considering the fact that they already printed them and owned all the models and the cuts and everything, I don't know why there was a divide and Parker Brothers couldn't use those. That really would have tied it together with the RPG even more perfectly. It would have. Right, Steven? What do you think of that, Steven? Midday Monologue for the love of 3D board games. We got our probably oldest, most regular voice in the comment section here. That's our old friend, the Shogunstein. 6475. Go check out his channel. Shogunstein says, are 3D games on the level of 3D movies like Jaws 3 and Metal Storm? I almost want to dismiss that question, but just taking a second to think about it, I think I know what you mean. At least this is the take I'm going to have on it. This is the angle I'm coming from. What I think was the intent of your question there, Shogunstein. Is it kitsch? Is it just there as an attention getter, not anything that's needed for the movie or board game? Just something thrown in to tell the audiences, hey, it's 3D, you got to check this out. I get it. I get your question. And in some cases, yeah, like the original classic version of Life was a flat board. But the one that, like Shogunstein, that you and me, our generation, grew up with, had the 3D components, the hills and everything on it. No, it didn't need it at all. The game runs perfectly fine without all that. Probably would have been cheaper to make and then sell to people. But that is one of the most fun things I remember about that game. Is the hills and the buildings. That really I mean this in fun, but also seriously, it stood out to me. So I think there's a push and pull here as far as when at least with the board games, maybe not with the movies, right? But at least with the board games, maybe there's a little bit of a push and pull where, in many cases it might just be a little kitschy, but in other cases it either isn't or it doesn't matter if it is because it just looks cool and it sticks in your head. That's what I think. Oh man, I got 2 more weeks and I'm getting my hair cut. This is insane. I can't remember the last time I used to have long hair back when I was a bouncer, but which is really stupid. If you're a bouncer, don't keep long hair. I got lucky, nothing happened, but it's stupid. But yeah, I'm getting this cut in a couple of weeks, and this is really getting all over in my way. Pixie playthrough of Iron Helm using Sword Tab, the Alchemist, who's, I'm telling you, quickly becoming my favorite dude in that game. Valen D, another old voice around here. Valen! Always a pleasure, my friend. Valen D says, always a good one. Now, of course, the game. But are you talking about the character as well? Do you think that Sword Tab is always a good pick? Did you mean that in double ways? Game and character? I don't know. I'm taking it that way, and I agree. Oh, I wish there was more for Iron Helm. I wish they had sequels to that, but that's a story of being burned and financial decisions. Yeah. All right, Slideshow Gaming for Tiny Epic Crime. Shogunstein 6475 says, I enjoyed the solo mode of this very much. It adds something. I really do. And I say this all the time when these games and this topic comes up because it's true. I really enjoy how most of the time, offhand, I'm going to say all, maybe you correct me on this, but like just about like all of the Galen Games' Tiny Epic series of games their solo mode almost always plays differently, like it's a different game. Not quite, but enough to give you that sensation. And I really love the fact when any, not just Galen Games, they're great though, but any company comes out with a board game where they have a solo mode, and that solo mode plays differently, has different rules, have a different setup, maybe a different goal even. That really shines. That really tells me that they put thought into this. They didn't just strip it down. Like, I really, even though I play and I enjoy the games like this, I just personally don't like when it's like, yeah, you can play solo, but it's the same exact game, but just you have to use 2 or 3 characters. Well, that's not really the same thing. You know, especially for me when I film these games, because I gotta concentrate on the camera, and then I gotta concentrate on what, 3 or 4 different characters on top of that. You see it most often on this channel with the Forbidden series of games, but yeah, it's a little bit annoying. So just retool the game if you have to for a 1-player mode. It's gonna be worth it. It stands out, and people notice that. Pixie playthrough bag of dungeon. Jose Alvaro. Let's get a translation. We do the same, but with the master, 2 heroes, and a dungeon to explore. Okay, I think it means with a dungeon master. Because I did it. That's a playthrough specifically I did with the 20-sided warriors. Jose. And by the way, Jose, I haven't seen you here on the channel. I hope you keep dropping by. I hope there's not a language barrier there, but if so, I hope you still like the other things that we do on the channel that you might not have to be so language dependent on. But thank you for watching the channel. And thank you for the comment. You took the time to make the comment. That's freaking awesome. Not everyone does that. But yeah, I think that's what you mean. I think you mean Dungeon Master, right? We do the same, but without the Dungeon Master, 2 heroes and a dungeon to explore. Hey, you're having fun. It works, right? Awesome. It is a fun game, even if I keep making the same mistakes because I'm using old rules. Anyway, that's the first comment. I'm over that now. Slideshow Gaming, Firefly, Shiny Dice. This game took me by surprise. I found it really cheap on Amazon, and me and the 20-sided warriors sort of played better than you would expect for a cheap find out of the blue. This is for Michael 8268. Said, don't know if you played this yet or not. We have some playthroughs of it on the channel, actually. But my only suggestion is that you pick your crew after you pick your mission. It's a homebrew rule that makes the game flow a bit better. I'm going to tell it to the guys. We'll try it. Why not? We'll try your homebrew rule. See how it feels. I mean, we definitely liked the game. Like I said, it took us by surprise, a lot better than we thought it was going to be. And obviously, you enjoy the game too if you've played it enough that you got homebrew rules. Anyone that's a fan of Firefly, or sci-fi games in general, dice chucking games, dice management and resource games, yeah, you want to go check out Firefly Shining Dice. Yeah, it's right there. Right there it goes. Right there. Next to Doctor Who. Pixie playthrough Legend of Drizzt, another old friend of ours, Stephen Gilbert 8166 is back in the comments section saying, yee! That's it, just Y and all these E's and another Y. Yee! I've been waiting for another of these. Why did I make him Southern all of a sudden? I don't know. I don't know why I did that to you, Stephen. Yee! I've been waiting for another of these adventure system games. Woohoo! They are fun to play, and that's the one, Drizzt. Yeah, I did that with Ron. I usually do these solo, but one of the guys, Ron in this case, had a chance to play, was interested in trying Legend of Drizzt, and we had a pretty good time with it. Yeah. Cool. I'm glad you enjoy it too, Stephen. And sorry I made you sound Southern there. That just came out of me there. Back to Shogunstein, Gaming Radar Age of Civilization was the video topic on that. And Shogunstein 6475 says, I have their samurai-themed game, and it's pretty good. I didn't even know there was a samurai-based game similar to Age of Civilization. Thank you for letting me know. I have to check that out and let my wallet know that there's probably something else it is going to have to cry over. There's a bunch of you out there know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. Oh, another old friend of ours. I got to get my voice ready for this shout out here. Hold on. Things are getting a little rough. Let's see. Maybe the voice won't crack now. Slideshow Gaming of Sakura. I never feel like I say the name of that right. Sakura from Starship Chiru Studios. I know I get that name wrong, but we've established already that's the way I say it, and we're cool with that, right? All right, Studio 7097. Back in the comment section, my friends. Thank you for a good video from Niigata, Japan. Oh, you guys are from Niigata, Japan. Niigata, did I say that wrong? I probably butchered that, and I'm sorry. I really am upset like the fact that you're always here in the comment section. I want to keep you here in the comment section. But yeah, from Japan. All right. My father was over there during the Korean War. He was working some intelligence work over there. Nothing to brag about, nothing all that special. That's my one tiny little connection to Japan. My father served some time over there. So he really liked it. He really did like his time over there. So very cool. Thank you for checking us out all the time. We got 2 comments up for Tabletop Takeout on Zaya, The Legend of a Drift System. Shogun Scene 6475 says, This is a big game. Yes! It is. Well, look, I'm not a stranger to big games. Maybe somebody tuned in this weekend, or just last night, actually, and you saw the big imprint that me, Ron, and Ryan had on the table here for Return to Dark Tower. Sometimes a big I'm tripping over that. Sometimes a big footprint game is just worth it to play. And this is definitely on that list. Valen D also made a comment. Thank you for coming back, Valen D. It's been a while since we've seen you. Hope all is well with you and yours. Valen D says, not much on space games, but this one is awesome. I get it. I mean, not specifically, not being much into space games. I mean, could you believe me if I said that? But like, whoa, hey, too much stuff going on. Don't look behind the curtain. But for me, it's war games. Board games based on wars is not my thing. But I have a few that I really like. Especially probably top of that list is Escape from Colditz by Osprey Games. It's absolutely amazing. Given the time, I'll throw that down and play with anybody. Well, I mean, with at least 2 other people. At least 3 of us, right? I'd play just about any time. Awesome game. So I know how you feel about not digging space games, but that, Zaya, is an exception. And I think that speaks volumes. Somebody doesn't like a genre, but one particular thing in that genre they do enjoy. That's something you need to check out. 2 more from Shogun Scene. It wasn't the Pixies boxed by Gamelin Games. Shogun Scene 6475 says, good local Arizona game company that is very supportive of local events. I wish we had someone like that in Manhattan. I wish that there was a local gaming company here in Manhattan that sponsored events and was cool like that. I'd work with them if they asked, because it's local and easy, and I'm local. Yeah, not really easy. Well, anyway. And wow, there was not that much. There was not all that much. Was there something I already responded to on the list? No, that was okay. That was almost, that was literally everything for this month. I know my problem is I don't physically answer enough in the comment section itself. I really do have to try to carve time out to do that. But one of the reasons it makes it hard for me to carve out that time is most of my free time I'm spending, jotting down my bullet point notes for a video, shooting a video, or editing a video, which is why I'm so many months ahead of schedule. I mean, we're just finishing up March. And with these next 2 weeks before I get a haircut, I'm going to finish up April. So it's going to be weird. Besides the live events that you're going to see me on like this, you'll see me with the haircut in a couple of weeks. Pretty much everything else, and the live, any live like this. Also, I'm not doing all of the monthly updates yet. I figure those are going to be last minute things I do because who knows what can change. I have them all done except for December. That's where I finally figured out, hey, dummy, things can change 6 months from now. But yeah, so watch out. It's gonna be funny. You're gonna be watching some of the videos, and I got this, and then you're gonna watch the live ones, and it's gonna be all snipped, shorn, and cut. But yeah, let's going into this month, right? So going into this month, actually starting this week, I'm back. I'm back on the Hero Quest. I'm back in the Hero Quest bandwagon. I'm gonna do a new team. I think the Greyhawks are going to be put to rest for now, which is the classic characters in the game. Not sure who I'm going to use yet, but I want to try to pick one person from each of the different expansions, maybe. We'll see. Definitely the Berserker, right? Maybe the Adventurer. And then, I don't know, maybe the Bard and the Sorcerer? What do you think about that for a lineup to take on Prophecy of Telor? I have to think about it. I only got till this weekend. That's when it's going live. Do a live playthrough this weekend of Prophecy of Telor, starting that up. All right. I guess one other thing, but it's really far ahead of schedule. But we're doing it now, so I might as well just lay it on you. Is there's gonna be some new Tales from the Table coming up eventually, concerning some games. I'm delving us back into Shadows of Brimstone, because I think it's a brilliant light RPG tabletop board game that we can use on days there's not enough of us to play D&D, or in between the D&D, the next break is going to be Star Wars. I know that, but yeah, when there's not enough of us to play, we can just play something from Shadows of Brimstone, because it's not really a campaign. You can string some of the adventures campaign-ish together, but it's not really a campaign, so it doesn't matter if we have the same posse from one week to another. Not like D&D being in the middle of a cliffhanger and like 4 party members can't show up on the next game day. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, that's our table. You know what? We are so far ahead on Tabletop Takeout Tuesdays that we are branched into like next April. We definitely are. In fact, the next shooting, which should be next week or 2 weeks from now, is going to be the May edition for next year, 2025. I'm punching this around all over the place. Dale, the Casual Gamer, it's been a while since we spoke. Love Shadows of Brimstone. It is an amazing game. I'm so sorry that it sat on my shelf for so long. I'll tell you the truth. One reason why it sat on my shelf for so long is because I am crappy at building stuff, especially miniature things, tiny little things with these ham hands and sausage fingers of mine, which is one reason why I never really explored painting of the miniatures. But as you know, Dale, the core games and like all the expansion boxes and stuff, you got to put the miniatures together, and mine look like shit. I took some really bad advice and used Gorilla Glue. A Gorilla Glue I shouldn't have used putting things together, and I used way too much because I hadn't used Gorilla Glue before. I should have just used the crazy glue and dots here and there. But yeah, that's one reason why I kind of didn't really do it a lot on camera, because I was embarrassed about those miniatures. But now, you know what? I don't care. And I got a couple of more boxes. I got a couple of the hero boxes. Got the Drifter, got the Frontier Dock, and got another one. The Gambler. Got the Gambler. I want to get Cowboy and I want to get Prospector. And I saw that the end of this year they're coming out with the Scientist. I want to get that also. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. But unfortunately, our Tales from the Table, like I said, are literally filmed, edited, uploaded, ready to be dropped all the way up into next April. Filming for May next, because we play twice a month, and each time we play, I'm doing 2 videos: the behind the scene video and then the players video. So it's stretching out more and more and more and more and more. Actually, I know what I got to do. I got to stop being stingy. Dale. Once it flips 25, I'm just going to start doubling up on the daily drops of it because I have enough in the bank. If you have more than a year video in the bank, for Christ's sake, double up on your drops, right? I know. Everyone that follows my channel thinks I'm absolutely nuts to begin with. That I'm already right now looking at 5-6 months ahead of schedule. Like I say, if the mothership comes and picks me up tomorrow, you guys are still going to be watching Two Gun Pixie videos of Big Johnny G for like some of them into the next year. I can disappear and you're still going to be watching these videos. I love that. It is so freaking unbelievable. But yeah, that's what's going on here. Also, because I'm so far ahead of schedule, the first one's going to drop in May. First one's going to drop in December. Unless something happens sooner, but I can't promise that. Anyone like maybe Dale, you've been watching the channel on and off for years, and anyone else that has knows that several years ago, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, the last time I did one of these, I did like this miniature movie using miniatures and terrain setting to bring a 4 Against Darkness adventure, a 3-parter, bring it to life, so to speak. I loved doing that, but it's so time consuming. It's like an entire week for me to just get one episode of that filmed. And that's a lot. But if I'm so far ahead of schedule, I'm back to doing it. I already started principal photography for it. I already got my Warlock tiles. Know which ones I'm going to use to build out because I'm doing the first, we're doing like one of the first modules, so I know everything I want to build out for it. And then I also want to do it for Marching Order, another really great RPG light board game-ish. I think a little more RPG than board game. That's a really awesome game. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos for that coming up this year. And they're also going to be in the miniature movies. Oh, I'm so happy I'm going to be getting to do these miniature movies. They're so much fun. Oh, time consuming, but fun, man. I don't know what else to update everyone with. That really seems to be it. There's going to be a lot of everything else. You know, I love my schedule. I love my sets, my episodes, right? Midday Monologue Monday, Table Take on Tuesday, Watching the Pixies Box Wednesday. Thursdays, there's a couple of different shows on it. You know, I love this pattern I have set up. It works. It's like a conveyor belt. It's like a conveyor belt from making YouTube videos. Whoo! I don't know why everyone doesn't make more videos. Well, I know a lot of people make a lot more intricate videos than me. Okay, I understand that, and I'm not casting any shade to, you know, content creators that do put more work into the editing than I do. Beautiful that they do. Absolutely beautiful they do. But we all know there's more than enough YouTubers out there like me that, although I'm not doing the bare minimum, I'm doing the maximum I can do with my knowledge and my technology and my phone and my app and everything. And I'm doing a good, fun job at it. I'm doing a fun, good job at it. Those are the ones I don't understand why they're not making more videos like I am. I don't know. They got other things to do. Maybe they just don't like it as much as I do. I'm not in their heads. But that's why I'm so far ahead on my videos. I just love the whole process. And I got a great system. It's like a conveyor belt system for pushing out YouTube videos. You know, and it's another good thing that I'm not doing a lot of things topical. Right? Because any of those YouTubers out there that are doing topical things like politics or UFO stuff, you know, they're trying to get out what is most happening now. What happened in the news today, yesterday. That's why I gotta make a YouTube channel to tell you about. And I get that they can't do a lot of stuff ahead of schedule. But now that I'm getting so far ahead of schedule, I can do that too. If there's some gaming news thing I want to talk about, I can do it on the spot and I'm not bumping a regular show for it. I like this pattern. I like this. All right. Unless there's going to be something else, I'm thinking this might be a good point. About a half hour in, a little bit shorter than these usually go. Ooh, I keep pushing this around. This is getting loose. I need a new tripod. Yeah, I definitely need a new tripod. I kind of threaded it a little bit. I made it too tight. You know, when you do that with something with a screw, you end up threading it. And that's what happened. Oh well. Hey, I've had this tripod for like over 5 years. Tiny, little, easy to carry, easy to use. It's done its job wonderfully. Can't tell you what the brand is. I don't know. It's small, it's metal, it works. But it's time for a new one. Anyway, Dale, Shogunstein, anyone else that has been out there checking this out, thank you so much for spending a little bit of your time here with me. I do appreciate it. It means a lot because I know how much my time means to me. So thank you so much. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie Presents Legendary Gaming, and I am out of here. Bye.